Have you ever sat quietly in a room full of people, smiling, nodding, while your mind was running a marathon no one else could see? From the outside, you look calm, composed, maybe even a little mysterious. But inside, your brain is replaying conversations, analyzing expressions, rewriting sentences you already said hours ago. This is the world of silent overthinkers, and it's far more complex than it looks. People often assume overthinkers are anxious or dramatic. But silent overthinkers are different. They don't always show the chaos. They carry it quietly, like background music no one else can hear. You might be the person who takes a little longer to respond. Not because you don't know what to say, but because your brain is trying to say everything at once. Your mind works like a detective. Every detail matters. The tone in someone's voice, the pause in a reply, the message that ended with a period instead of an emoji. To others, these are tiny things. To you, they're clues. And once your brain collects clues, it builds stories, sometimes beautiful, sometimes terrifying. Psychology suggests that silent overthinking is often tied to high emotional awareness. Your brain is constantly scanning for meaning, patterns, hidden signals. It's like having emotional radar that never turns off. That's why you might notice shifts in people's moods before anyone else does. You pick up subtleties most people walk right past. But there's a cost to this awareness. When your thoughts stay inside, they echo louder. A spoken worry dissolves into the air. But an unspoken one circles back, again and again, like a bird trapped in a quiet room. Silent overthinkers rarely get the release of saying, "Hey, this bothered me." Instead, the mind becomes both the storyteller and the audience. Sometimes this habit starts early. Maybe you were the observant child, the one who listened more than spoke. Maybe you learned that silence kept things peaceful. Over time, thinking became your way of processing the world. Not louder, just deeper. There's also a strange irony here. Silent overthinkers often look strong, independent, unbothered. People assume you're fine because you don't complain much. But strength on the outside doesn't always mean quiet on the inside. It just means you learned how to carry storms without thunder. And yet this trait isn't only heavy. Silent overthinkers are often deeply empathetic. Because you spend so much time inside your own thoughts, you understand emotional complexity. You read between lines. You sense what people don't say. That makes you a careful friend, a thoughtful listener, someone who feels things with unusual depth. The problem isn't that you think too much. It's that you think alone. Thoughts, when shared, soften. When hidden, they harden. Even the most intelligent mind can become an echo chamber if it never opens a window. So if you see yourself in this quiet pattern, don't rush to silence it completely. Your depth is not a flaw. Your awareness is not a mistake. But maybe you can learn to give your thoughts a little air, a journal, a conversation, a sentence that starts with, "This might sound weird, but..." Because being a silent overthinker doesn't mean you have to stay silent forever. Maybe your mind was never meant to be a locked room. Maybe it was meant to be a library full of stories, yes, but also open doors. And if this feels familiar, you're not alone in that quiet noise. Tell me, are you the one who thinks deeply but speaks softly? Because sometimes the loudest minds are the quietest voices in the room.